So this reading has a much lighter tone than the ones as of late, so that's nice. You're represented by the Emperor and the Empress. Now, this feels like something more so in development rather than something that has come into fruition. It likely has to do with relationships, if I'm being honest. It could be around a specific relationship. It's almost like you're not really sure where this is going or what this is or how it will evolve. It's kind of like feeding energy into a relationship, or this is just like meeting people, but it's fucking good because you're out of your terrible shell. And the outcome is tremendous because there's the potential for the 10 of Cups. So whatever direction you're going here, I would keep going because it seems to yield good results. For a while, it seems like you're almost sort of just analyzing potential or just seeing how something develops. It doesn't even have to be a specific person, though it very well could be. I would avoid the Devil, getting too wound up, because it does sort of suggest trying to avoid defensiveness even. Now, there could be some conflicting element in the outside influence. It's almost like you're taking a step back and just kind of, in a lot of ways, trying to adjust your attitude, trying to like take better care of yourself. You might be more picky or more discerning, I should say. But in a sense, also, I feel like you're trying to sort of soften your edges a little bit. Yeah, like it sort of seems like you just don't want to feel emotional strife. You don't want to feel burdened. And I feel like you've started looking at things from sort of a more evolved lens. And this doesn't have to be in a romantic context. This could be matters of business or friendship or whatever. But this definitely seems to have to do with connections. And what I'll say is, like, whatever, especially if there's someone specific or just something specific that's in the works, it does have very strong potential. So, I wouldn't discount people that you meet or someone that you're interacting with in some way. It's nice because there's sort of this slow, steady pace, and because I don't think you're in a hurry here at all. I really do kind of get the impression of just observing. And what is this Devil, though? Death. So again, sort of as I thought, like, not getting to, I don't think that you're overly concerned with this or people or whatever. I feel like you probably have your own things going, especially represented by the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. This could represent very independent energies. So you both may have just good things happening in your life, which that's good. Interesting. There could be also some communications being held back. Also, I feel like you're maybe just in general, you might have learned a lot around communication, and I think that you're trying to pause and think before you speak in any context. That's sort of a message that's coming up here as well. Let me pull an advice spread. Before I do that, though, I want to take a moment to promote my Patreon. That is where all of the extended versions of these readings go, as well as other exclusive content and monthly art prints. It is a great way to support me as an independent artist and creative. If you want to work with me on a one-on-one level, I have several options available for personal readings in my shop. So your advice would be to turn your back on something that has been painful, to hold back from communicating with anything that sort of brings heavy or negative energy into your life, or just, you know, the whole thing sort of says, I don't have time for that bullshit. I don't have time for any of this bullshit. And you're also very much either on guard with sort of with an earth sign or someone who's just maybe like sort of traditional or stable in some way, that, or you're very focused on like building your finances and your overall stability in your life. I feel like, you know, where it sort of suggests turning away from painful scenarios that maybe have had you stuck for a while. You may have even had sort of a manipulative situation behind you in some way. I don't know. There's a deep level of insight gained here, or a very sort of mysterious pairing in some way. I mean, these cards are both so rooted in wisdom and insight and development of the soul. So that, I feel like, is a huge focus of yours, as well as is, especially where you have the magician representing you here. A lot of internal development happening right now. You could also be trying to heighten your understanding of such matters, everything from the psyche to your inner work to the spiritual ether to whatever, you know. And maybe receiving some painful information, right? I feel like you're just, you know, it's advising you to sort of cast whatever that is aside, whatever that devil is that's sort of like dragging you backwards or pulling you down, or that has just been a problem for you. That's what you're casting away. That's what you're letting go of. And, you know, the outcome, the Emperor and the Ten of Cups, I mean, this definitely suggests such a level of strength and foundation, joy, really just opulence that is being developed here. So, you know, if you did go through something painful, or you had to be released from or release something or whatever, you know, that is probably one of the best choices you could have made. And again, this could be in many different contexts. I mean, the outside influence seems successful enough. So this could either be someone who is just very like creative, maybe even recognized, or these are sort of the energies around you that you're moving towards, that you're developing, especially with such a strong outcome. But overall, I mean, it seems like this is kind of a life-changing experience, and it's like you're able to start freeing yourself up and opening yourself up to new possibilities and new perspectives, which is so refreshing, particularly if you've just been in the mud or the muck and the mire for however long here. So the key here is to ignore, again, that heavy weight or those despairing thoughts or whatever it is. You know, avoid becoming emotionally overwhelmed or anything like that. Keep your eyes set on what's ahead of you and what you're, you know, building on right now. So I'm going to take this over to the extended on my Patreon. If you guys want to join us over there, awesome. If not, I hope you have a great night, and I appreciate you watching.